What if I told you that there's a collision so psychologically explosive that it can completely dismantle a narcissist's entire playbook in a matter of weeks? Stay with me, because what happens when a narcissist encounters a super empath will completely shatter everything you thought you knew about power, manipulation, and emotional warfare. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll understand why this matchup is the narcissist's worst nightmare. Here's what most people don't realize. A super empath isn't just someone who feels deeply. They're not your typical empath who gets drained and defeated. No, a super empath is something far more complex and, frankly, far more dangerous to anyone who tries to manipulate them. They possess a rare combination that Carl Jung would have called the integration of opposites: profound empathy paired with unshakable boundaries. You see, when a narcissist first encounters a super empath, they think they've hit the jackpot. They see someone compassionate, understanding, emotionally intelligent, someone who seems to care deeply about others. The narcissist's predatory instincts kick in immediately. They think, perfect, another easy target. But what they fail to detect is the steel core beneath that soft exterior, and this miscalculation will cost them everything. Listen carefully to what happens in the initial stages. The narcissist deploys their entire arsenal: love bombing, future faking, mirroring, all the manipulative tactics that have worked on countless victims before. And the super empath? They feel it all. They notice every technique. But here's the twist that will blow your mind. They're not falling for it. They're documenting it, studying it, waiting to see just how far the narcissist will go. Carl Jung understood something profound about human consciousness. He discovered that certain individuals possess what he called psychological integration, the ability to observe their emotions without being controlled by them. The super empath has mastered this completely. They can feel your manipulation, understand your tactics, and simultaneously remain completely unmoved by them. It's like watching a chess grandmaster play against someone who thinks checkers is complicated. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. The narcissist starts noticing something's off. Their usual tactics aren't creating the desired dependency. The super empath is kind, yes, but there's something they can't quite penetrate. An invisible force field of self-awareness that deflects every manipulation attempt. And this, right here, this confuses the narcissist deeply because they're not used to prey that doesn't act like prey. Here's what happens next, and it will send chills down your spine. The narcissist escalates, they try harder, they push boundaries, they create drama, they manufacture crises designed to make the super empath chase, beg, or prove their love. But the super empath does something completely unexpected. They remain calm, observant, unmoved. It's like the narcissist is screaming into a void and the void is just taking notes. Jung observed that the most powerful psychological position is what he termed individuation, the state of being complete within oneself. The super empath has already achieved this. They don't need the narcissist's validation. They don't require external approval to know their worth. They're not filling voids or healing childhood wounds through this relationship. They're simply observing whether this person is worthy of their time and energy. And this drives narcissists absolutely insane, because their entire strategy relies on creating emotional dependency. They need you to need them. But the super empath doesn't need anyone. They choose to be in relationships, but they never need to be. And that distinction is everything. But here's the part that absolutely devastates the narcissist. The super empath doesn't just recognize the manipulation, they start reflecting it back, not with cruelty, but with truth. When the narcissist gaslights, the super empath calmly presents facts. When the narcissist projects, the super empath holds up a mirror. When the narcissist rages, the super empath remains eerily peaceful. It's psychological aikido at its finest, using the narcissist's own energy against them. What researchers have discovered about this dynamic will redefine everything you thought you knew about toxic relationships. The super empath possesses what Jung called the transcendent function, the ability to hold contradictory truths simultaneously. They can see the narcissist's pain and humanity, while also recognizing their toxicity and choosing not to save them. They can feel compassion without feeling obligated. They can understand without enabling. Listen to this carefully, because this is where the narcissist's facade completely crumbles. The super empath doesn't react emotionally to provocations. They don't engage in circular arguments. They don't defend themselves against false accusations. They simply state their truth once and then they're done. No repetition, no over-explaining, no justification. Just clear boundaries delivered with devastating calm. The narcissist tries the smear campaign. They attempt triangulation. They manufacture flying monkeys, but here's what they don't understand. The super empath has already built a life so authentic, so grounded in truth, that lies can't penetrate it. People who truly know the super empath won't believe the narcissist's stories. And the super empath, they don't even feel the need to defend themselves. Their character speaks louder than any accusation. Carl Jung said that when someone has integrated their shadow, they become psychologically untouchable. The super empath proves this perfectly. They've done the inner work. They've faced their own darkness. They know their flaws and have made peace with them. So when the narcissist tries to shame them or exploit their vulnerabilities, there's nothing to exploit. The super empath has already acknowledged and accepted every part of themselves. But here's the absolutely mind-blowing part. The super empath doesn't stay to punish the narcissist. They don't seek revenge. They don't try to expose them to the world. They simply assess the situation, recognize the futility, and leave. Quietly, completely, finally. And this silent departure, this refusal to engage in the drama, is more devastating to the narcissist than any confrontation could ever be. What happens in the aftermath is what I call the narcissist's existential crisis. For perhaps the first time in their life, they've encountered someone they couldn't break, manipulate, or control. Someone who saw through them completely and chose to walk away without anger, without hatred, just with a clear-eyed assessment that they weren't worth the energy. And that realization shakes the narcissist's entire worldview. The super empath, meanwhile, emerges completely unscathed. Not because they're invulnerable, but because they refuse to abandon themselves in the process. Jung understood that true strength comes from self-knowledge and self-acceptance. The super empath embodies this completely. They can love deeply without losing themselves. They can be kind without being weak. They can give chances without being naive. Here's the final truth that makes the super empath absolutely unstoppable. They've learned that their empathy is a superpower, not when it's given freely to everyone, but when it's directed wisely to those who deserve it. They understand that protecting their peace isn't selfish, it's sacred. They've mastered what Jung called conscious relationship, engaging only where there's genuine reciprocity, respect, and authenticity. When a narcissist meets a super empath, it's not a love story, it's a reckoning. It's what happens when manipulation meets mastery, when games meet groundedness, when toxicity meets truth. And the outcome is always the same. The narcissist learns that some people simply cannot be conquered, and the super empath confirms what they already knew, that their power was never in question.